All right, so there's guys out there who say they learn coding, but they don't really seem to be making any progress on it. They do it sometimes, they don't do it other times. They, for the large part, half-ass it, and after a while, they don't see any progress and they give up. Whereas there's other guys out there who realize they want to learn coding. They fit it into their schedule in a way that's sustainable and they do it day in, day out. They work hard and they get paid. I'm going to talk about what I think is the difference here and the mistake that I see in people who start coding and don't keep up with it. And I've definitely made these mistakes, right? So without further ado, let's dive into it. I remember clearly, this is back before I even started computer science. I'm like laying down on my bed, right? So I'm laid out, like my feet up, everything. And I'm like typing away at my laptop and I'm trying to figure out how to build affiliate websites, right? Because at that time, my reasons for wanting to build affiliate websites were the same reason I wanted to learn coding. I wanted a remote, chill job with good work-life balance, all these things. So I was like, oh, I'll learn to build affiliate website. That seems like, you can make money from that. And again, I'm like half asleep, half asleep, like typing away at my laptop, probably fell asleep while making the affiliate website. And then some days with this affiliate website venture, some days I do it, some days I wouldn't. And then within like 2 to 3 weeks, I probably quit it, right? And this was a pattern in my life. I had what I would call shiny object syndrome, which is that you pick up something because it looks new and exciting. You pick it up for a little bit and then you let it go after a while when you realize, okay, this is actually a really hard thing to do, right? And this leads me to point number one, right? Which is you have to have a focus. Look, one of the reasons I believe I didn't have a focus was because of my background, right? I was a terrible high school student, didn't graduate high school on time, terrible college student, or rather a super average college student. I also failed a college course. I failed multiple high school courses. So when I was signing up for the CS degree or I would sign up for any venture that seemed difficult, initially I'd be excited. But then thoughts would start running through my mind. Am I smart enough to do this? Am I good enough to do this? Will I even be able to do this? Or am I going to fail again? And I think all of that mental stress on top of that mental stress, I didn't want to take the mental stress of doing something difficult as well. So that's why I would kind of like half-ass things and not really dive into them, right? But you need focus. This is a non-negotiable. So what I did was I said, okay, coding is very important to me. I want this to be my next career. So even if I do nothing else productive all day, I'm going to make sure this gets done. Doing this, fitting this into my schedule and actually working at it on a consistent basis is a non-negotiable, right? And that's the point I'm trying to make. If you're doing it one day, not doing it the other day, that's a problem. I'm not trying to say don't rest, but what I'm saying is within your schedule, you should have your necessities, right? Which is like going to work because that brings in the money, spending time with family, fine. But after that, if you're trying to break into this thing as well, coding should be a top priority, non-negotiable. And you have to be realistic with yourself as to how much time you can spend on this, Because if you spend like 24 hours one day and you don't sleep and you pull an all-nighter and then you don't touch coding for like 2 weeks, that's largely useless, right? So really sit down, have an honest conversation with yourself. Okay, how many hours can I spend on this every single day? If it's only 1 hour, fine. Because 1 hour daily is much better than that sporadic nonsense where you're sometimes doing it, sometimes not. Don't half-ass this, right? So if it's 1 hour, okay, I come back from work, spend time with family. Right after, okay, I'm going straight into coding, right? And then you do that 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day. And that will add up, right? But again, main point to make here is we need a consistent schedule and consistent focus day in, day out in order to make this our career, right? I think part of the issue here is, and definitely something else I struggled with, is these people who say, oh, you just gotta hustle, bro. You gotta work 10 jobs if you have to, sleep 2 hours and then meditate and then journal and then do these 20 different things. And then, like, no, take that thought through out the window. All right, we don't listen to those people. These people are putting an unrealistic standard on us. And this is a major beef I have with a lot of kind of the self-improvement, hustle culture space on YouTube and in other places, right? Look, they try to make you think that in order to get to this point of making six figures or having a successful career, you also need to take cold showers and do nofap and meditate and do all these things. I tell you what, I was able to get from dead broke to six figures with coding. And throughout that time, I had like all of the bad habits these guys talk about. I was drinking coffee. If I'm being honest, I was masturbating. Yeah, I had what's something else they say is a bad habit. I wasn't taking cold showers, and I mean, a million others I could point out, but the point being, I wasn't like this perfect specimen of a self-improvement human being, right? That they make it out to be. Or rather, they make it seem that you need to be. Look, I'm not saying don't do those things. Like ultimately, those things will have a positive effect on your life. Like meditating every day will have a positive effect, most likely. But the point I'm making is these things, meditation stuff, that's going to improve your self-image and other things, fine. But what are you trying to improve right now? You're trying to improve yourself on the coding side. You're trying to improve yourself on the career side. These things are going to have a negligible effect. Maybe meditation, after you meditate, you're going to be able to focus a little more. Okay, fine. But realistically, what's going to improve this? What's going to move this bar forward, the coding bar forward? It's coding day in and day out. So forget all those other things. If you do them, great. And if you want to do them, great. But don't think that because you have these bad habits, you can't raise this bar, right? Do coding day in, day out. Watch how that bar gets raised, and you'll be well on your way to a coding career. And as far as resources go to actually learn coding, I always recommend a CS degree. That's the path I went. I'm more than happy I went that path. I can talk more about it maybe in another video why I recommend that over the self-taught route. But if you want to go the self-taught route, I'll leave some resources in the description as well. Some popular resources for the self-taught route. Excuse me. The point being, it's less so about the resources because the internet is abundant with information. But you need that focus. I cannot stress it enough. I cannot repeat it enough. We need that focus in order to actually succeed in making this our career. All right, now I just want to end this off by saying, hey, be kind to yourself throughout this process. This is not an easy journey that you've partaken on, right? Again, if you look at my background, I failed multiple high school courses, didn't graduate high school on time, failed a college course, didn't graduate, or rather was a super average college student. And throughout the time that I was in my CS degree, all these thoughts running through my head. Am I smart enough to do this? Am I good enough to do this? Will I be able to do this? Computer science, software engineering, this is like a smart people profession. How am I going to, make it in this, right? And I started my degree in December of 2019. I got my six-figure job offer at August of 2021. But keep in mind, throughout that whole time in the middle, I made little to no money. I mean, the most I made was like slightly above minimum wage. So progress was very exponential, right? Like if you were following my progress day by day by day, it was just like, nothing's happening, oh, six-figure job off. 1.5 years later, right? So the results don't always appear on the surface, even though things are happening in the background. You're learning more, but actual results in life sometimes just take a while to come. But when they come, they skyrocket. So again, be kind to yourself throughout this process. This is a very tough thing to do, a tough journey that you've partaken on. So be proud of yourself every single day for showing up. All right. Now I want you to imagine for a second. Imagine you take this advice, you run with it, and now your money's going up day by day. You have enough money to, go out on dates. Because I didn't even have enough money to go out on dates. I had to borrow that from my parents, right? So you got enough money to go out on dates, to go out with friends, to travel. You got enough money to give to your family, to support your family, right? Imagine that you now have a job that you don't dread going into. Because I was going into a job, I was going to a customer service job, driving an hour and 30 minutes there just to get yelled at by customers, getting paid a little above minimum wage, driving an hour and 30 minutes back. But now I have a remote job with good work-life balance that pays me significantly more than that job. And if you were in the old position that I was, imagine that now you have the same thing. A remote, well-paying job with great work-life balance, right? Imagine that. And that's the path you're on. Hey, keep working hard. I believe in you, but frankly, what I believe doesn't matter. What you believe matters. So I hope you believe in yourself too. And that's all I got for this video. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Ultimately, I want this to be our positive little community where we help each other, support each other, and help each other get to the next level in life. So please come join the community. I'll leave my Instagram, TikTok somewhere here. Please do support there as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Peace.